Welcome to my channel, Jackie with a Q. Hey, Jack Squad and my YouTube family and friends, and welcome new subscribers. Welcome to the Jack Squad. I don't even know what day it is, y'all. I've been so sick. It's Friday, I believe. Happy Friday, right? I'm still a little under the weather, so I may sound a little horrible, but the show must go on, right? The train keep rolling. So, for me anyway, because I'm the it and the all. So, ain't nobody to, it's me. It's all me, right? Anyway, y'all. So, I watched the Katt Williams interview with Shannon Sharpe. Now, I've seen a few of Shannon Sharpe's interviews. I don't think I've ever watched any of them all the way through, but I have seen them. I still can't get over the fact that it's called Club Shay Shay. I don't know why no man. I get it, Shannon Sharpe, Shay Shay, but you could have Sha. So I don't know what you could have been, but something else besides Shay Shay. But anyway, nevertheless, I watched the interview and it was very interesting. Now, when I first, because everybody kept saying it's a good interview, you all were saying watch it, have you seen it, so on and so forth. So after a long day's work, I said, okay, I'm gonna watch this tonight, right? Now, when I initially saw it and it was 2.5 hours or 2 hours and 40, I was like, ooh, this, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this, right? But it was very interesting. It was so interesting that after I watched it, I fell right to sleep. And when I woke up, I said, oh, I got to finish watching. I thought I went to sleep on it, right? But I had saw it in its entirety, and then I went to sleep. So it was a very good interview. It was very interesting. I took good notes because it was things that I didn't know. Of course, you don't know everything about everybody anyway. Even though you think you know them, you don't. Now, Katt has been in the game a long time. Katt is 52. I did not know that he had raised 7 kids. I'm going to say they all boys. I can't remember. But he adopted. He adopted those kids, right? And he seems to be very benevolent, right? He helps people. Like I had saw that he orchestrated Melba Moore getting her start. He explained it, right? I was like, well, how did he do that? Who is he, right? Well, he said he was offered the star and he wanted to give it to Melba. Now, ain't that something, right? Let me go ahead and look at my notes. Now, he said he was smart. Now, I think this, in order to be a comedian, in order to be, there's certain jobs or skills or crafts that people do, you have to be intelligent. Intelligence has to be into play, right? Like rappers, not regular rappers, but good rappers. You know, they have to have the command of the English language, meaning they have to read, they have to be smart, right? Comedians too, because you see the world differently. You see the world and normal eyes don't see, right? That's what makes them funny, because they can make you laugh with the normalcy or the abnormalcy, and they can make you laugh, right? So he said that he started reading at 3 or 4, and he was on stage at 5. Now I forgot what he said he was on stage doing, but he was in a suit. I remember him saying he was in a suit. So he has been an entertainer, I'm going to say, all of his life. So he has perfected his craft, right? He left home at 13. Now, he come from a very religious family, and y'all know, if it's a daddy in the house, daddy run the house, and certain things you ain't going to do in daddy house, right? And him and daddy didn't see eye to eye, so you know, you got to do when you think you're grown, you got to do what grown folks do. Leave and take care of yourself, right? So, you know, that happens in black households, right? And so he left home, and he I think he said he got on I don't know, he didn't hitchhike, but he got in somebody's truck or some kind of way. He snuck on something and got to Cali or wherever, right? I think he got to Cali first, I can't remember, but he traveled at that young age, right? So when you go through those type of trials in your life and you don't fall, or you don't fall to the ills of the world, it makes you strong. I can attest to that. It makes you strong, right? Even if you fall, if you come up out of it, it makes you stronger, right? So he was homeless in Cali, and you know, this is where he did a lot of things to become who he is, right? Now, he was talking about the comedians. Now, at first, let me tell you, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm going to be real honest with y'all, Jack Squad and YouTube family. The reason why I didn't watch it a couple days ago when it came out is because he was talking about my favorite comedians. I was like, he hating. I don't want to watch. I ain't ready to digest that, right? Steve Harvey, he from Cleveland. We come from the same area. Went to the same high school. Steve Harvey, Ricky Smiley. Ricky Smiley is my favorite. He's my favorite. He's one of my favorites, right? DL's one of my favorites. He didn't talk about DL, not in a bad way. But Sid the Entertainer. I like Sid the Entertainer, right? Because I liked him and Steve together. I went to see the Kings of Comedy and thought they all were great. Bernie Mac, I remember when I went to see the Kings of Comedy, I was amazed at how tall Bernie Mac and Steve were. I think Bernie might have been a little bit taller than Steve. I was goo-goo gaga about them, right? Anyway, so he was talking about my favorites. I said, I ain't getting ready to watch it. He hating. Katt over there hating. Now, I like Katt. Katt funny. Katt is funny. Can't take that away from him. He is funny, right? He is funny. He holds your attention. He's funny. I like Katt. I wouldn't want to see Katt. Katt costs too much for me. I would like to go see him, though. I'm going to watch him on Netflix, though, for now, for a little while. But anyway, matter of fact, I remember one time, I can't remember if I was in Cleveland or Atlanta, or if I was in Charlotte. And I said, I'm going to go see Katt. It had to be in Cleveland, because it was a pandemic, so when I left home. So, and I went to look, and the tickets was astronomical. And I do comedy shows. I was like, no, I can't see Katt right now, right? I think I might have been getting ready to move to Charlotte. But anyway, I like Katt. So don't y'all think that I don't like Katt. I like Katt. I watch him. He come down my timeline all the time on TikTok. Now I got to go and watch every Netflix special that I have missed. He said he had 19 of them. What did he say he had? 19 specials on Netflix. I done seen a few. I don't know if I've seen 19 of them. So now I got to go refresh because he's funny. Right? So anyway, I didn't watch the interview the first day out, maybe not the second day out. I just watched it yesterday. I don't know when it came out. Plus I was sick, so that wasn't my interest at the time, right? But it was very interesting, and I believe him. Quite frankly, I believe him, right? The things about the powers that be, and people call it Illuminati and all of that. I'm of the firm belief that Illuminati is just some rich, powerful players that move and manipulate people like chess pieces. That's what the Illuminati is. It's not a magical, mystical group of people. No, it's just some folks with some money, in my mind, right? So anyway, I just am so funny that he talked about Faison Love. Like, I like Faison. He was Big Worm. That's a iconic role. Can't take that from him, right? But I had saw the other day, and I did not like it. And I know a lot of people who've been, see, comedy, how you get found is different than back in the day. A lot of times you'll have to go through the chitlin circuit. You go through the internet. Country Wayne, Desi Banks, Jess Hilarious, just to name a few that I can think of right now. Some more, right? They made it through the internet. They didn't have to go the chitlin circuit route. Times have changed. It's okay. But I know a lot of comedians don't like that. They want you to have went through the struggle. Times have changed. That's all I'm going to say on that. So I saw an interview. Faison Love was being interviewed, by Pierre, the other comic, right? And he was talking about, he said Charleston White wasn't a comedian. Well, maybe he's not. I don't believe he's a comedian. He just say funny, stupid stuff. But that don't make him a comedian. Because if he was a comedian, he would have knew how to handle the hagglers instead of throwing stuff at them, right? It's a skill to that, right? Some people think you just get up there and start talking. No, it's a skill. But anyway, he said Country Wayne, and that offended me. That offended me. Country Wayne might not be as on the level of some of the others, but he's still a comedian, right? And a lot of times you don't know what dues people done paid in the streets. You don't know what they done did to get where they at, right? So, and then Faison, I ain't never seen you do no stand-up. I seen you acting some stuff. You always be the fat guy, the big black fat guy with the big stomach. I don't dislike you, but it ain't like you've been the greatest, right? So I was offended when he talked about Country Wayne. So I was thinking this was going to be the same thing Katt was going to be doing, just hating on the players, right? But anyway, he said that Faison, he said Faison was, Faison ain't did nothing too much either, right? He felt the same way I felt. And, when I saw that interview, I just saw it like a day or two when I was sick, laying in the bed. I said, oh, right? And so he was talking about that, he ain't got no specials. He don't do stand-up. I was like, he don't, right? So I think a lot, of course, it's a competition. It's competitive. Anything you in, there's more than you doing it. It's competitive, right? I get that. But what I don't like is when you put hate on somebody, right? Because everybody different. Everybody got their own style. Everybody got their own way to how they made it where they at. Everybody's path is different, right? The outcome is, are you funny? Are you long lasting, right? Can you make any audience laugh, right? And Katt was explaining that he a lot of times craft his show around the people who he's gonna be talking to, right? Which is smart. You know what I'm saying? So, that made me just think about Faison when I just saw that like a day or two ago, right? Like, how you gonna be talking about somebody you don't do that much, right? You got that iconic role, Big Worm. We can't take that from you, but you ain't all that, sir. You ain't all that. But anyway, he talked about Steve. He talked about Ricky Smiley, and he talked about Sid. Now, he referred to men as a clique, so to speak, and that's okay. Everybody got a group of friends they like, right? But he was saying that, Steve said he didn't ever want to be an actor. He said that was a lie, right? Now, I've heard Ricky say that Steve put him out, look, he was like a big brother to him. Plus, they both Qs, It's okay for somebody to give you a hand, right? I ain't mad at that. But was it just a little bit of hate coming from Katt? I think maybe that he didn't get invited to the group. Maybe just a little bit, But to me, he sounded like he believed what he was saying, right? And everybody got feelings, right? They feel how they feel, right? And he's talked about the dress thing, and I've heard other comedians say that before. He's talked about Martin, and they made up. He said he wasn't going to be ever wear a dress, and I want to say Corey Holcomb. I've heard other comedians say that too. I don't know why it is that the powers that be want to see a black man in a dress. Now, for those of you who are maybe a little younger, years ago we had Flip Wilson, and he played Geraldine. That's the first comedian I saw in a dress that I can remember, right? And I believe, I can't even think his name right now, but I believe it was talked about before. But when I keep hearing this from comedians about this dress thing, why do they want to put black men in a dress? That's probably a discussion at a later date. But that's troublesome to me. Why is the only way you can get famous is if you put on a dress? If you act like a woman? I don't know what that is, right? Are the powers that be, white folks, white men, so intimidated by black men and their stature that they can only see you if you're in a dress? Like, I don't know about that. Like I said, that's a topic for another day, right? But Katt talked about that, and he said he wasn't going to do that. And he said that he put in his contract that if he did something with Ricky got to put on the dress, right? I mean, it was very enlightening, right? It was very enlightening, and I'm waiting on the fallout or the pushback or the retaliation interviews, right? But I think, Ricky Smiley said he had nothing but love for him. I don't think he went hard on him. I don't believe so, right? But I do remember years ago, and it probably still happens now. And I was proud of him for doing that. He took a lot of comedians with him. I remember it was the one girl, I can't remember their names right now, y'all, but I know Lunel was one of them. He took a lot of comedians with him on tour, right? So, and he talked about that, right? So like I said, he's benevolent, right? I also didn't know that he was close friends with Prince as well as Farrakhan. And he said Farrakhan refers to him as his son. So I guess that's like his spiritual father. And Farrakhan is a very wise man. You ain't got to be Muslim to know that, right? But he stated that Martin said, I got you when I come back from wherever, I got you. And he said that he wanted him to be in Big Mama's house or something with the dress. And he said no, and they got Brandon T. Jackson to do it, right? Like, I don't know what this is about the dress thing. I'm going to have to do further research, but I've been hearing this like a long time from other comedians that they want you to put on this dress, right? He said he is at 8 figures with Netflix. 8 figures. Okay. He also said, and something that I knew in life, that he called it trampoline skin, right? Where you have to let things bounce up off of you. We may call it tough skin, right? But in anything that you do, especially if you become great at it, you're going to have a tough skin because people are going to talk about you whether you're good or bad. So you might as well be good, right? Like I said, all in all, I liked the interview. It was very informative. I'm shocked. I was laying in bed and I listened to it for 2+ hours. Like I said, I didn't think I was going to give it that. My plan was to skip around because a lot of times I skip around, right? I think I might have watched, I don't even know if I watched Steve Harvey's whole interview. But I watched a big portion of it, right? But because it was such a thing, I said, well, I don't want to miss nothing. I don't want to miss nothing. And so I watched it all, and it was very entertaining. It was very entertaining, very informative, right? So hats off to Katt Williams, right? I saw him in a different light, right? Sometimes when people funny, all you see is the funny, right? You don't see the intelligence. I saw the intelligence in Katt. Now, whatever he believes is what he believes. And if, he got these feelings towards folks, right? But I enjoyed the interview, so that's my say on that. I enjoyed the interview. It was quite informative. Hats off to Katt Williams and all the things that he's done and all of his endeavors, right? Because when you do good things, I want to be in a position where I can do things. I try to help people, but I don't have any money to help somebody with, but I can always got some knowledge, a prayer, a know-how. When you give, it comes back to you, right? When you give. So my hats is off to Katt Williams, right? I ain't mad at it. I think he spoke his truth. And it's up, if you accept it, you do. If you don't, you don't, right? So anyway, y'all, make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. And welcome new subscribers. I'm at the 6,000 plus. I am so excited. I just can't really celebrate the way I want because I've been sick for a week. I have finally got a cold, y'all. I ain't had a cold since the end of 2019, right before COVID. Why? I think because I have been wearing a mask. Now, I just recently started wearing a mask, but I work around a lot of people. I don't know how I got this cold because I've been being careful. But I guess after 4 years, it's time to get a cold, right? So I got the cold. Had me down bad 2, 3, 4 days. But somebody got to make the donuts. Got to get up, right? So anyway, y'all, everybody have a wonderful weekend. And be kind to others, okay? Be kind to others. That's what I need.